Hey guys, it is Arika Misha. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today's video, as you guys can tell by the title, Getting Too Relaxed. Getting Too Relaxed. Let me read my notes. Alright. I was reading my Bible the other day and I was thinking to myself, I don't feel like reading my Bible. I always read my Bible. I can just skip this time. God said to me, you're getting too relaxed with me. God says he wants me to always stay in my word and to always pray to him for guidance. Sometimes we can get too comfortable with God and feel like we've done enough, but we can never do too much for God. I have been guilty of this on several occasions. Sometimes I'm just, being honest. I really truly am, and I love to share. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to fix something here. I love to share, my life, my spiritual journey. I love to share it. I do. And y'all know, sometimes, there are things I don't want to share, but God says you need to share. It could truly help someone. It can truly help someone. So you have to share. Get out of yourself. Get out of what you feel and how you feel. And God said get out of it and just say what I tell you to say and do what I tell you to do. And the other day I was, it was time for me to do my routine, my Bible study, first thing in the morning, that early morning, bright in the early morning routine, because I had to have that word. I have to have that word. That word is the food, that spiritual food that I need to get through the day. Yeah, I need that spiritual food to keep me through the day. We of course we have the natural food. We need the natural food, but in order to feed my spirit, in order for my spirit to survive, my spirit has to get fed. If I starve my spirit, hello. Yeah. So it was the other day I was going into that routine, and then I remember sitting at my desk and I was just like, I just don't feel like it. I was tired. I had been up late the night before editing videos. You guys know I have 2 channels. If you don't know, yes, I am Arika Misha. This is my spiritual journey channel. If you go in the description box, if there is the link to my second channel over there. I'm cooking, doing hair, makeup, nails, DIYs, grocery hauls, Amazon unboxing. I do a lot over there, guys. I do so much over there. I'm telling you, I do review. I do a lot over there. But yeah, I was tired and I didn't feel like it. And I was like, oh, I always read my Bible. I can read it another time. I can read it later. And God was like, no, you're going to read your word. We're going to talk like we always do. You're going to get your spiritual food like you always do. And I was like, okay, God, I hear you. I was like, I hear you, God. Because you know what? I don't want God to skip out on me and don't be there for me when I need him. I don't, and we do that. We do. We do. We get lazy and we don't feel like it and we don't want. But you know what? My spirit told my flesh, fall under submission, honey. You're going to fall under submission of the spirit. My spirit said to my flesh, oh, we're going to read this word and we're going to do what we do every day, several times a day. And I thank God for that. Because there were times before when I was like, I don't feel like reading it, and I wouldn't read it. And I wouldn't read it. But I thank God for growth. I thank God for growth. I do. I thank God for growth. And it's so important to me to see that I'm growing spiritually. It's so important to me to see that my flesh is falling under submission of my spirit. It is so important to me to know that God still answers my prayers, to know that God is listening to me, to know that God is there for me. It's so important to me. It is so important to me, guys. It is so important to me. And God said, hey, God said, wait, you want to read your word? He said, oh, I don't think so. He said, let's go. Let's go. God said, let's go. Let's get it. Let's get into this word. What you talking about? You don't feel like it. God said, what if I ain't feel like helping you? What if I ain't feel like answering your prayers? What if I didn't feel like being there for you? What if I didn't? And I said, God, you're right. I said, God, you are absolutely right. God, you know, I ain't finna argue with you now. That's a losing battle. That's a losing battle. I thank God for growth. I do. And you know what was so amazing? The word that God led me to was, it was so great. And I said to myself, if you wouldn't have read your word, you wouldn't have got this word from God. Girl, bye. I was like, girl, what you doing? I was tired. And I said, you know what? But I thank God. I thank God for me listening to God, listening to his correction, listening to what God was talking to me about, listening to what God told me to do. I thank God. I really, truly do thank God for that. I do, because that word he gave me was so fulfilling. It was so fulfilling and it was so encouraging. I really needed the encouragement. And I thank God for that. I thank God for those encouraging words. And they gave me strength to get through the week. Imagine if I did not read that word. And I said, you know what, God, I'm so glad I listened to you and heard what you said, God. When God said, no, we're going to read today. God said, I got something to talk to you about. I said, ooh, let me get to my word. And I thank God for that. I do. You never know what God got to tell you when you want to skip out on your word, when you don't feel like reading your word, when you don't feel like doing something for God, when you don't feel like talking to God, when you don't feel like. You never know what God has in store for you, what it is that God wants to tell you. You never know. All right, guys. This is Arika Misha. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow me on all my social media at Arika Misha, guys. Thanks. Bye. God bless.